we got Colombia has just inadmitted someone who they deem as a passport bro, and they have officially used the word passport bro in the language on their pages. I think you guys should be very, very careful about what's going on there. There's another reason why I had to get the fuck out of Colombia for a little bit, right? You guys got to be very careful about what's going on here, because you could tell that they're watching the content, right?
Turn that. Go! Walking calm, then it flip.
And I guess he's selling like private studio suite, classic dining, Akai treats, round trip airfare, luxury stuff. So I guess he's just he's doing a bikini party in Medellin. He's promoting a lot of stuff, and they inadmitted him, right?
June the 30th. It's a mansion party.
He's saying mansion party. Yeah, I would have got packed the fuck up if they would have known about my party before I even got there, for a fact. So, American influencer known as one of the founders of the Passport Bro movement was inadmitted by Migration Colombia and Medellin, along with 3 other foreigners, for the reasons associated with tourism for sexual exploitation. Antioch adds 107 admissions for this cause as of 2026. And here goes your girl Paola Salazar Gomez, who frequently likes to argue with passport bros on Instagram. It's very interesting. Who is inadmitting these people. So she's very up to date, man. She's following YouTubers that put travel content as I'm going to Colombia. Homeboy is having a party and they inadmitted him. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, and I've always been very transparent about how I feel about this. It is a ploy. It's an act. It's just to make their country look better than what it is. When you get into their country and you see what's going on here, there are far worse things going on here than some foreigner inviting a couple people to come have a house party. Absolutely ridiculous, right? You got massage parlors, you got teenagers outside selling their bodies. I don't even understand this. And the sexual exploitation part seems to only apply to Americans or first worlders that have money, because it's not exploitation if a poor man pays for a child, but it's definitely exploitation if a grown American man comes and does business with a grown woman who can actually give consent. So this is all bullshit. I've already said it's bullshit plenty of times, and I've also said to you guys multiple times that what it really is that you're making money in the country and they're not getting a piece. That's really it, because they have no way to really get a piece from a foreigner, right? We don't stay long enough to pay taxes, so they're not getting a piece of the money. If there was tourism going on here, and because they know a lot of Americans are bringing tourism to the country, especially the YouTubers, the content creators, the TikTokers, the Instagrammers, we bring a lot of travel to the country. Like, I probably have brought more money to this country than I've ever made in my life, simply for the sake of the fact that people watch my channel. They might watch a video they like, and they decide off that 1 or 2 videos that they're going to book a trip, right, and go to Colombia. I do consultations with niggas that want to come to Colombia because they watch my content. So the fact that you are penalizing people that are bringing people to the country to ultimately spend money, to me, only means one thing. You're doing this as a ploy. Now, some people will argue, and shout out to Rob, because Rob might feel differently about this, but, some people might argue that they're trying to clean up the image of the country because they're trying to bring a different type of tourist in. But what does that mean when the body is sick, right? Like, you're trying to paint your face to look healthy, but your body is sick. On the inside of the country, you have open sex work, right? You have open exploitation of teenagers that's allowed legally by your government constitution, right? Like, they're heavily policing Parquilleras. A lot of security guards police and Parquilleras, but you could go to Centro, Comercial, and all these other places that I would even argue have more sex workers than they do inside of Parquilleras, and more local foreigners. They actually have hotels that are dedicated to hosting the time you want to spend with a woman in Centro. You don't have that for real inside of Parquilleras, but Centro, Medellin, is the whole area is facilitated for sex work for locals. There's hardly police over there. I just started seeing them trying to send some police over there. It's like someone's watching my videos and go, all right, let's go send some police over there. Because I was saying that, like, how you guys not over here policing this shit? This place, like, they're actually doing drugs. Like, these girls are fighting each other with knives. Like, there's actually crazy happening here. You guys have literally no police presence here, but you're overly policing gringos. It's the same thing with this shit, right? We have to admit a certain amount of people to show we're trying to curb sexual tourism, but you're not actually curbing sexual exploitation, you know, sex work that's occurring in the country. To me, this is like, this is all to save face. And you could say, oh, they want a different type of tourist. I'm like, bro, people were getting admitted for having condoms in their bag. Like, I want you to sit back for a second and think about how ridiculous that is. Like, you're admitting people for having condoms in their bag. You're admitting people for having parties. You're not letting people into the country for having a party. You have cocaine parties every day in Colombia. You're admitting a foreigner for having a party. Especially if you're having a party and you're making money. They're just not going to let you into the country. So I would understand if they were cleaning up the image of the entire country. They're trying to say we're trying to have a different type of tourist. But here's the problem, right? I'm going to like break this down for a second. You can admit someone because you want a different type of tourist. If when they got to the country, they weren't constantly being solicited with cocaine and pussy, right? Like if like that was the goal here, let's not solicit cocaine and pussy to everyone that hops off a plane. Even if you didn't want no cocaine and pussy, it gets pushed in your face so much that if you were even tempted to buy some, you're gonna end up buying some before you leave. Extra cocaine, because obviously I don't do that. But it's just like, bro, this is what y'all do. So to admit somebody because they already know what they're coming for is like they going through your WhatsApp. Are you talking to girls? Are you talking about meeting up with girls? I'm like, what country on the planet doesn't allow into the country because they're going to go and get some pussy or they're going to go and have a party? This is a whole country, bro. This is not like a university. You're talking about a whole country that is known for cocaine and hookers, bro. Now, globally, you guys are being known for being hired to do the dirty work that these other countries don't want to do. This is the contradiction and the bullshit and the thinking that they don't think that I'm just tired of. Someone said run for governor. This is what I'm tired of. I'm tired of this. This is annoying. Like, yo, can you actually like curb the sex selling in your country? Like, okay, you know what? Do this. Apply the same amount of pressure to El Centro that you apply to Parque Iris. And make sure that if you go on stop the party for everybody. Now you're going after social media content creators? What are you actually achieving with this? Is it stopping? And she says something about minors towards the end of her, like, oh, we're trying to protect minors. No, you're not. No, you're not. Your age of consent is 14 years old. No, you're not. That would have been the first thing that you would have been pushing for as a government. You guys are just contradictory. Do your shit in private and try to pretend like you're an angel in public. Demonic, evil, wicked. Tired of it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm so over Medellin. Like, I'm so over Medellin on another level, bro. I'm over it. I love the beautiful women and I love the beautiful and honest people that don't involve themselves in this nonsense. But they've been on a campaign all year to paint foreigners as like sexual deviants that should not be allowed to come into the country. I really hope everything they're doing in their country to attract tourists fails. I hope they lose billions of dollars. I hope people stop coming to this country and start going other places. You know what I'm saying? If Venezuela didn't have that earthquake, Venezuela would have seen a ton of people. I was hoping Venezuela was going to overtake this because this clown ass shit got to stop. This is some clown. I'm telling you right now, this right here, this is some clown. You know, as soon as you get away from that airport or that office you in, and you drive around your city, you see nothing but your own woman selling their bodies. You know that. You know that just as much as I do. You know that more than I do. You know how many women are living off the fact that foreigners are coming there to have a good time. They feeding a family off that. They feeding a family off that. You don't want to make it outright illegal because you know in the whole country will start turning up. Like, wait, hold on. What you mean I can't make no money? So I can't feed my family? So you're like, all right, well, we can't get to the root of the problem. Let's get at the foreigner because they don't got no power. It ain't worth it, bro. Tired of that shit.